Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Gavin from Design Tribe, and I'm here again with another flyer tutorial for you. Let's get straight to it. So first thing we want to do as usual is to create our project file, and in case you want to follow through as we design together, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description where you can download the resources which I use for this flyer. So let's get straight to the design. First thing I want to do is to select my color for the background. So I'm going to use solid color adjustment layer, and for that I'm going to use a blue. So I'll select the blue and I'll just bring it down to where I get the dark version of the blue, like that. Once that blue is selected, next thing I'm going to do is going to bring in the other images which I used for my design. So I'm just going to locate them, and this is the first image which I used. So I'm going to drag this into my project like that, and I'm going to position it to this point. So this is actually a building, so I want it to be seen at the top right corner of the design. So I'm going to add a mask. So as the mask has been added, I'm going to invert that mask by pressing Ctrl I on my keyboard, and now I'm going to use my brush and make sure my foreground color is white, and I'll reduce the size of this brush to something like this, and I'll just dab once like that. And once that is done, you now see that the building is actually visible at this top right hand corner. Now I'll flip the color to black and I'll paint out these other details. The lower part, I don't want it to be visible on every side of the design. Just paint it like that, and I'll drop down my opacity to something like this, slightly like that, and I'll bring this a little to the bottom. So once that is done, I'm going to bring in the other images that I used. This, just drop into the design, increase the size like this, just to have some texture on the design. So once that was dropped, I switched my blend mode to, I think it was multiply. Yeah, once multiply, or let me see, color, but no, multiply is what I used. And I also use this other texture, drag, drop, increase the size like this. And for this I also used multiply like that, just to have some textures going on around it. So here I made this a little bright like this, so we can see the effects. Okay, once that is done, the next thing I did was to bring in the image of the speaker, which is this. So just drag and I drop and I reposition here like this. I increase the size to something like this. So the blue on the background is a little too strong, so I'm just going to maybe modify it to something like this, I think, and then desaturate it. Yeah, I think this is better like this. And then for this layer, I'm going to add a mask. Now paint it out from, I'll just hide it from this layer where the building is, like this. Even this other layer, I don't want it to overshadow the building, so I'm going to select it and move it to the right. No, select this one, Ctrl T, and just increase the size to the right like this. Yeah, so it's not obscuring the building. And I'll add a mask to it, and I'll use my brush, dark brush, and I'll just paint out that layer like that. Then I'm going to Ctrl T, reduce the size, and I think I'll reposition it somewhere here. I'll still reduce it again. Yep. Just reposition everything. So I'll use my brush now, white. I'll turn down the flow to about 43%. I'll just dab here. The flow was too high, so let me say I take it down to 17, and I just dab like that, so a little more of the textures of the building are seen. Then I'll flip it back to black, increase my flow again to 100, and I'll just wipe out this other part like that. Okay, once that is done, the next thing I'll do is I'll bring in the logo. Okay, let me navigate to where my logo is found. Okay, just drag the logo. Now drop it in at the top left hand corner like that, and I'll type in the name of the project, the seminar, sorry, it's upgrade seminar. Just type in upgrade seminar like that. So I'll take these two layers up, let them be above this so I can easily access them. Okay, for this I'll reduce the logo size a little like this. Okay, now I'm going to work on the title of the program. Let me bring this to the top here. Yeah, going to work on the title. So it's 10 ways to make wealth with real estate. So here I'll type in 10 ways. 10 ways. Select everything. Go to Acronym variable. For this one, I'm going to be using this version of the font. I'll select 10 ways like that. I'm going to space it out a little. Select everything, reduce down the size to that, and I think I can use, let me just use black. Yeah, I think black will go. Now I'm going to type in wealth. Select it. I'm going to use a thin version of the font. Position this here, and I'll use the same font. Now type in to make. Select everything and increase the line spacing like this. Once the line spacing is increased, I'll align everything to the right like that, and Ctrl T, reduce the size of the font and make sure that the height is same as that of wealth, like this. And I bring it to the side and I'll select this. I'll type in width, select that, space up, take OK, Ctrl C. I'm going to rotate it like this, okay, and position it here. Now I'm going to change the color of wealth to this same color we used up here, but if we can't access that, let me just switch the color to something else like this. We will then modify that later. Now I'll just take wealth like that. Now I'll type in real estate with this same font we had above here. Type in real estate like that. Now I'm going to drop the size of this to something like this. And increase the line spacing like that. Maybe increase the font. Let real estate be a little bolder than it is. And now I'm going to select all these layers and I'll bring them up, shift them up a little, Ctrl T. Now bring them, yeah, somewhere around here. Just, yeah, I think they are well positioned now. I'm going to be adding some shapes behind them. So here I'm going to create a new layer here, and I'm going to draw a square, a rectangular shape here like this. Yeah, once that is done, I'm going to switch this color to this color we have in the background like that, and I'm going to select this one, this same shape I created, Ctrl J to create a copy, Ctrl T. I'll move it to this side and make sure it's well perfectly aligned like with this other one. I'll press Ctrl C and I'll switch to skew on my keyboard and I'll skew it like this. So before doing that, you want to reduce the width. So you say Ctrl T, reduce the width to something like this. First of all, Ctrl T, now skew, and I'll move it like this. And once that is done, I'll just click here. Now I'm going to select this one again, create a copy, Ctrl J, and I'll bring it here and position with that so it aligns on a straight line. Okay, once that is positioned, I'll take the same copy and I'll bring it down here, just align it with this one, and I'll press Ctrl T on my keyboard, go to skew, and I'll skew it down like this. Okay, but if you look at it well, you see that this slope is not really as good as it should be. So I'll create a copy of this again, bring it back here, Control T, and I'll reduce this. Oops, sorry. I'll reduce the size to something like this, and I want to make it steeper than it was before, so I'll use Q now. Yeah, I think when it's like this it looks better, and now I'll align this to it like that. Okay, now to give it a little more depth and realism, I'm going to be modifying the colors. So here I'm going to select this one, come here, go to brightness, and I'll darken it. So I'll bring it down to this, let me see, to about this yeah, this level, like this. And then I'll copy that same color code, Ctrl C, and I'll come to this one, double click, Ctrl V, add that color code to that. Then I'll come here, I'll make this brighter than it looks right now. Go to brightness. Okay, it's already at maximum. Let's say saturation. If we desaturate it, it's going to make it look somehow brighter. Yeah, just like that. Oops, copy, and then you paste on this other one like that, Ctrl V. It actually shows that this one has a shadow and this one has a shadow. These sides are the bright areas. So when you do it like that, it actually gives some level of realism to your design. Now I'm going to create a white shape below. So I'm going to create a new layer like that, and I draw like this, change my color to white, and I'm going to bring that behind the speaker. We take it right down to say here. Okay, at this point I'll press Ctrl or Command T on my keyboard, and I'm going to use the warp option. So I'll use this here and just modify like that. Okay, I think that is okay. Just bring it down, and I'm going to position it where this effect is going to be on. Let me bring this effect above like that, and even this one like this. No, I don't want this one to show. Oops, I don't want this one to be visible, so I'll put it behind. I want just this one with the stripes to be visible. So once that is done, I'm just going to add the other details into the design. So let me select this same color, and I'm going to type in the other details. So if you are enjoying this video, please do well to support me by liking this video, and in case you are not yet a subscriber, do well to subscribe so you don't get to miss out on any of the videos I'm going to be releasing. Okay, so I'll type in Saturday 26 October 2024. Select everything, bring it down like this, then align it to the right like that. Oops. Oh, let me locate where the text is. Okay, let me take it right to the top. Ctrl T, reduce the size to something like this, and I'll just position it here like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to add the time, 4 p.m. So I'm just going to create this line, this line like this. And type in the time, 4 p.m. Select everything and I'll make it bold, not too bold. I think this will work. That's a little too bold. No more bold. Change this to the white color like that. And now I'm going to be adding the details of the church where the program is going to be holding. So Ctrl C, change the color to white. I need to delete that and redo it again. Ctrl V, select everything, Montserrat, bold. I think, yeah, bold, semi bold. Bring down the fonts to 10. And align it here. Ctrl T. Reduce the size to something like that. Bring this down. Then I'm just going to copy in the other details and add. Ctrl C, double click, Ctrl V, select everything, align right, and reduce the line spacing like this. Okay, then I'm going to add Facebook. Facebook and YouTube. Now just select the names and copy and paste. Ctrl V, select everything, change the fonts to regular. I think make it 8 points. Ctrl J, bring this down here. And then take the last name, the last detail. It's always good to copy and paste so you avoid spelling errors like that. Then now I'm going to add the name of the guest speaker. So for that I'm going to move this to this point, select this color, just draw a line here like this. Let's type in with select, change the fonts to ink free regular, position it here. So it's Dr. David. Dr. David Iwo, like that. Select all of that. I will give this Montserrat, the Montserrat bold, semi bold or bold. Let me make it bold, bold and white. Like that. Ctrl C, increase the size to this, and reduce the line spacing. Ctrl C, increase the size like that, and I'll bring this here, type in real estate expert. Ctrl C, reduce the size, something like this, and I'll bring it up to this position, and once that is positioned there, I'm just going to add some color to the background so it blends better. Just slight orange color like this. Use my brush, just dab here like that, and I'm going to reduce the opacity. I don't want it to be too much. I think around 22% is okay. And now just group everything like that. Create a group, Control Command J, and I'll hide these two layers, and now merge visible. Go to camera raw, where I'm going to modify my design again, warm it up a little, increase my contrast, reduce the highlights, add the white, maybe I brighten up the shadows a little. At this stage you don't really want to do so much, you just need little adjustments just to enhance the design. So I think at this point it's good, and I'll just click on okay. So that is how I designed this flyer in Photoshop. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor by clicking on the like button and subscribe to this channel if you are not yet a subscriber. See you in my next video.